Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Ashnell. Yes, we are back here on the Culture Communiqué podcast, where culture is the moment and the moment is you. It's been a minute, it's been a hot minute. I just realized while going through podcast on my laptop that I posted a quote unquote podcast, but it was meant to be a kind of voice note to you all through Substack. But I'm now realizing if you record a voice, any type of voice, anything on Substack, it will automatically go to the podcast app through Apple. And I'm fine with that, but I had no idea. So there was an episode before this, so it hasn't been that long. I think it was, what was it, May that I did that. So if you guys heard it, amazing. If you didn't, no worries. But we are officially back. It is June. Um, yeah, like I'm posting once a month for you folks. You know, I've been writing a lot um throughout the year. Last year, I believe I started the podcast in, what was it? Yeah, on January 31st. And I stopped doing the podcast for a bit in March 2025. Yeah, so I just realized that I wanted to take a break and focus on the writing and really building up my platform here on Substack, um, or a platform on Substack. And I did just that. I started off my Substack in 2025 in January, around the same time as the podcast. And my writing was picking up more than the actual podcast, so I decided to focus on that. And I went from, starting off with a few subscribers to now having over like 2K subscribers, I believe. Yeah, and I'm really happy about that. I've been really dedicated, been really consistent. Um, I've been hearing conversations about my podcast and in conversations like passing by. Like I've gone to um a premiere for one of my friends, Carl. Shout out to you. His thriller movie this past Halloween season, he was premiering his film or giving like, a little preview of the film. And I heard somebody in the crowd mention the post where I was discussing top 10 black films that are secretly horror movies. And that to me was just extra confirmation about me doing the right thing. Like I just felt like I was on the right path. Things were aligning. And yeah, that was like the first post that went super. Did we call things viral here on on Substack? I don't know. But yeah, that's the first post that ever got like so many likes, and right now currently it's sitting at 3,000 likes. So I was really happy about that. And yeah, ever since then, I've just been continuing. Some of my most popular posts have been that the 10 iconic black films that are secretly horror movies. And in April, I wrote a list for uh Jazz Appreciation Month called Top 10 Black Jazz Films. And that got 2K likes. And yeah, I just been grinding. Like I just been on my grind, doing my thing. Um, but yeah, let's get into some housekeeping. Let's talk about some more recent posts, I have an events list for New York City natives up on Substack called If You Know You Know, New York City Summer Events 2026. And it's a combination of 20 plus events that are happening this summer. It will be an ever-changing list, meaning I'll continue to add to it as I see events pop up. But right now I have events for Juneteenth. I have events for Pride Month. I have events for Black Music Month and Caribbean Heritage Month and everything in between, to be honest. Yeah, I have something for July 4th by Fun with Friends. Um, I posted up information about the layouts event that was yesterday, actually. It was on Sunday, June 14th at Fort Greene Park. I have info on the Black Beauty Club's Beauty on the Block event that's happening next week, June 21st, on a Sunday from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's in Harlem. Come check them out. I'll be there. Um, what else? Yeah, like the list has a whole bunch of stuff. Go check it out. I'll link it in the caption so you guys can see and share it with your group chat, share it with your friends, your family, whomever. It will be, this summer is already, it's not even technically summer yet, and it's been very much a good time. Like I'm having a ball. Um, I'm really enjoying myself, making sure outside of work that I prioritize, you know, just happiness, joy, hanging out with friends, meeting new people. These are some of my favorite things to do. Um, yeah, and this summer I know like one of the major conversations is it's gonna feel like 2016. And I don't really care about making it feel like 2016. Like 2016 felt like what it felt like and just let it be that. But just know this summer is going to be a very amazing summer. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. I can tell, first of all, hey, the Knicks, congratulations, New York Knicks. Bro, the Knicks fucking won the championship. Like, bro, in my lifetime, I was able to see the Knicks win the championship. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a basketball fanatic. I'm not. But one thing, above all else, I am a New Yorker through and through. I am a born and raised Brooklyn girly, and whatever the sport is, if there's a New York team for it, I'll be rooting for them every single time. I do not care. I didn't need to grow up watching basketball to have an appreciation for the New York Knicks. And all of y'all people that are like, oh, yeah, you are not real fans. You're not real fans. Da, 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 da. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Shut up. We don't care. We don't care. You don't get an extra biscuit because you're a diehard fan and I'm not. Like, it's okay. It's actually all right. The Knicks don't know you. And they don't know me either. So it seems like we're in the same boat, honey. But ultimately, I was watching the game this time around. Obviously there was like a whole bunch of hype. There were a lot of watch parties. Um, yeah, there was a lot going on. Like the New York City has been on fire since Mamdani got into office. And I I don't want to stake a claim over it, but I feel like Mamdani is really he's so good for the city. Like how it's such a line, like if you were some person, like if you were someone like me that believes in like alignment and like things working out in a certain way, like I promise you if Mamdani was in office, the Knicks probably wouldn't have won. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying because he has placed such a importance on community in a way that I have never seen before. Like Mom Donnie is doing what Eric Adams thought he was doing. I don't care if y'all like Eric Adams, coolio. I don't. It is what it is. The man is not in office anymore, and Mom Donnie has done so much for New York City in these past months than I've seen any mayor do in my lifetime. I like it's very impressive what he has done. And like I think there you guys do your research, but I think there's something on his social media page or like he's done a video where he's compiling like all of the things that he's done since he's been in office. And basically he popping his shit. He's like, "Hey, all those people before me that was complaining about the things that couldn't be done and it was going to take so long to get done and there's so much red tape and all this other stuff. I actually did it within like a short amount of time. So what now?" Like this man is popping his shit and I love it. I'm living for it. Um yeah, like he's really that guy. Like he's exactly who he think he is plus like and then some. Like I love that for us. I love that for us. But anyways, again, congratulations to the Knicks. What's today? Today's Monday, June 15th. So they are having the parade, I believe, in Brooklyn. Is it in Brooklyn? Hold on. Let me double check. The Knicks parade is going to be Thursday, June 18th. It'll start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by Battery Park and travel north along Broadway through the world famous Canyon of Heroes. Okay. The route will end at Chambers Street and Broadway near City Hall, where Mayor Zohran Mamdani will present the team with the keys to the city. I got the keys, the keys, the keys. I got the key. Okay. I'm very, like, as somebody that doesn't really watch sports like that in general, but this was a very emotional moment. Like I was watching the game, like I was very emotional, and I've never been into sports like that until this championship. Like I'm watching, I'm on my news app scrolling to see what dates, what times the game is gonna be on. I'm doing research on who's on the team. I'm looking at interviews, seeing what's going on with my guys. Like I'm really like into it. This is the first time for me where I've actually been really into basketball. And I wonder if there's any other people out there that feel the same way. Like, or like New Yorkers specifically, but like in general, like if there's anybody that feels the same way, because something about the Knicks, like this team means something to me. Like, I don't know. Jalen Brunson, like all the first of all, let's talk about my sister Jordan Woods. Clap it up to you, baby girl. You held it down with the fashions. Like you looked fantastic sitting courtside every time. But that bag is really what we are thankful for. We are so thankful to you for committing to carrying that bag. We are so thankful to you. And it's not lost on me how that man in office came to that game, said that bags weren't allowed, and we lost that game. You see how people are wicked? Wickedness. But anyway, when something is for you, it will never pass you. It will never, never, never pass you. And that's the reason why the Knicks won. The Knicks were always meant to win. I felt it in my spirit. And that's coming from me that, like, again, like, I don't even watch, sports like that or keep up with all these sports to really be into it. Like, I'm really into sports when it comes to, like, these major moments. Like, I love watching the Olympics. Right now, the World Cup is going on, and I'm trying to, like, keep up with that. I'm rooting for every predominantly Black country, Brazil, Cote d'Ivoire, everybody that is Black. I'm rooting for everybody Black. Okay, I'm on my Easter egg with it. I'm rooting for everybody Black. Haiti, Haiti. I love it. Um, but yeah. Oh, did you guys hear about what happened with Haiti's team? Their gear. Like they had gear. Hold on, I'm like researching it. Like I know it happened, but like I just want to make sure. But yeah, there was like controversy with their jerseys regarding like the flag and like the representation. So, okay. The garments designed were designed by Stella Jean. I'm so sorry. I took French in high school and I sometimes I forget about the pronunciation of things, but Stella Jean, a Haitian Italian fashion designer, featured a painting of the Haitian revolutionary Toussaint Louverture. Um yeah, and apparently that depiction on the jerseys were deemed as political, which is very interesting to me because it's just like, what exactly is the problem? Because this is a part of their history. This is a part of their history. Haitian Independence Day is January 1st every year, and they soup jumeau. I'm so sorry. I'm butchering the pronunciation. But soup jumeau, child. Anyways, but they sip on that soup in remembrance of what they went through. And I'm gonna circle back to this and like I'm gonna circle back to like Haiti and their independence because I also want to talk about this I want to talk about Juneteenth in general. But how are you gonna tell a country that their jersey is political for showing such an important part of their hit, like literally it the their independence started their country, like literally, like it started like Haiti for what we know it is today. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the things that we love about Haiti, all the food, the people, the revolutionaries. Like I'm not really too sure what that's about, but I just feel like I feel like they're just trying to make things harder for them to like either be disqualified or to feel less pride, which we know that's impossible. As a Jamaican person myself, you trying to tell a Caribbean person not to be prideful is like speaking to a wall. It's never gonna happen. Um, what else? Like there are, I don't know. I just feel like it's just not. It's such a non-factor. Like it's so silly. But anyway, I wanted to go back to the list of events that I was talking about. So, um, or like the more recent posts that I've made on the Culture Communiqué. So we have the summer events in New York City, which I was just talking about. And then we also have the top 10 Caribbean shows because it is Caribbean Heritage Month. And I also wrote a piece on how to be cultured, giving you tips and tricks on how to be cultured. And it's going to be a series on my Substack where I talk about different elements on just how to be confident, how to um, give yourself culture by attending different events, by going to museums, by um, being a part of different groups and so on and so forth. So head to the Substack to check that out at the Culture Communique. But then also on my other newsletter, XOXO Ashnell, which is my personal newsletter, I recently made a post called "Stop Optimizing Your Life and Start Living It," discussing how we are in an optimization culture. Everything is about being super efficient about your workout and like tracking your sleep and taking pills to give you 20 servings of your vegetables a day and all these different things. And I go into not criticizing all of these things, but questioning them, and then also raising concerns about how we are actually living our lives um currently, and how it's impacting our friendships, our relationships, ourselves, our families, and so on. So go check that out at XOXO Ashnell on Substack. And then lastly, for housekeeping, if you would like to be a featured guest on the podcast, please email me at the Culture Communiqué without the accent over the E at gmail.com. And in the email, in the subject, write guest. And then in the email, I would love for you to explain like why you want to be on the podcast. If you have a newsletter yourself that you would like to promote, um, and what are your top 5 topics that you like to discuss? Um, and yeah, like your name, the state where you live, and yeah, I think that's it. Anything else that you deem necessary, but keep it cute. Um, and yeah, moving on. Yeah, I wanted to discuss Juneteenth. So recently, well, first of all, every year when Juneteenth comes, there's always this discussion about who has a right to celebrate Juneteenth. And then the other part of that discussion is regarding the events around Juneteenth and what they should look like. Meaning, people feel like when it comes to Juneteenth, people should not, like, DJ should not be playing Caribbean music, anything that's out, or like Afro beats and things like that. Like, they shouldn't be playing on a piano and so forth and so on. They think that Juneteenth is strictly for Black American music, and that's it. Um, my friend Amanda, shout out to you. She sent me a post talking about this from Threads, and somebody said, well, I'll share her ad name. Her ad name is Hail underscore Malika. And she says, let me say this clearly. Juneteenth belongs to the history and struggle of descendants of enslaved African Americans. That history is specific, sacred, and should always be centered. Nobody should debate that. But telling Caribbean people that they cannot celebrate Juneteenth, that's where the research is lacking. Stokely Carmichael, a Trinidadian, coined Black Power. Organized alongside your ancestors. Marcus Garvey, a Jamaican, built the largest Black mass movement in American history. And to that, I say yes. Telling Caribbean people and African people as well, telling them that they cannot celebrate Juneteenth is crazy, because Caribbean people, as a Jamaican American, both of my parents are Jamaican, and I was born here in America. Um, I know my history. Number one, I know my history. I know the impact of Caribbean people in the freedom of Black people in general, just nationwide, whatever. Um, but going back to Haiti, I wanted to just give y'all some background on history, so I can gather it all up in a summation. So Haiti officially gained its independence on January 1st, 1804. Remember how earlier I was talking about January 1st is their Independence Day, and they sip their soup to, in remembrance of that and celebrate? This is what that's about. So this was a revolution Yeah, this was a revolution that was the first of its kind for Black people. Period. Period. Haiti is the first Black nation to gain its independence from their colonizers. Period. That is not an opinion, that is a fact, right? Okay, so January 1st, 1804, Haiti gains their independence. Now let's go to Juneteenth. Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, the day enslaved African Americans in Galveston, Texas finally received the news of their freedom. This means that there was freedom of slaves in America, but until June 19th, every slave was not free until June 19th, 1865. Okay? So on January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln declared that all enslaved people in the Confederate States were free. However, this was largely unenforceable in areas without a strong Union military presence. This is from history.com. This is where this information is, where I'm citing this information from, history.com. So do your own research and, you could double check whatever, figure that out. The reason why the freedom of all Black people across the United States was delayed was because Texas was largely geographically isolated and untouched by major Civil War fighting. And this meant that it was a safe haven for enslavers to escape to. So, even though on January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln declared that all enslaved people were free, people in Texas were basically just like, well, you can't enforce it here. There's too much going on. There's a whole bunch of, space here and you can't really regulate it. So I'm gonna just do what I'm gonna do. And that's what they did until June 19th, 1865. So, with that being said, in accordance to Haiti's freedom and the freedom of Black Americans in America, Haiti was a nation that set the trend basically for freedom of Black people. Haiti set the trend. And what Haiti, Toussaint Louverture, all these people did were breaking the mold and showing other Black people that, while you're in the States and like things are going on over there, we're going to take the charge and we're going to get this ball rolling. Okay? We're going to get this ball rolling and show you all that it is possible. Now, in the United States, obviously, there were different rebellions happening. There were, obviously there were a whole, we know of all these people. We know Harriet Tubman. We know these people. We know that different things were happening to set Black people free and to to get that going. However, the United States is huge as fuck compared to Haiti. So it's harder to have a mass spread of freedom in a nation set by Black people, led by Black people here in the United States. So we're not saying that Black people weren't doing that, but we're just saying that, Haiti did what they did, and it's a very significant thing. So ultimately, I say all that to say it is number one, Black people are African, period. We all come from Africa. And I know a lot of y'all is gonna be like, oh, we all come from Africa. I'm not African and da, 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 da. If you are Black, no matter where you're there, if you're from Brazil, if you're they're England, they're Jamaica, they're Barbados, they're whatever, you are African. And that is a fact. The reason why you are in the country that you are in, well, besides for the UK, because Caribbean people came to the UK through, well, not only through this, but majority of the people of Caribbean people in the UK came to the UK through the Windrush era, and African people came to the UK in a different manner. So it wasn't like necessarily through slavery, even though I'm sure that there were some remnants of that happening there. But you got to do your own research. We focusing on Juneteenth stuff, but ultimately, you have to know that when it comes to Black people, we are African. The reason why you're in, like, your ancestors, you could say your great grandmother, your fourth great grandmother, whomever is, from this country or whatever, but we all came to wherever we landed by ways of the Atlantic slave trade. And that's a fact. That is a fact. Unless you know that, like, your family, for whatever reason, just didn't, get enslaved and they decided to come here on their own, whatever. Um, but yeah, that's how that operated. Like, Black Americans are in America due to slavery. Like, if you can count down your lineage. For a lot of Black people in America, they can count down through their lineage where they know somebody that was a slave. And a lot of people, we've seen it today a lot in recent news. A lot of people that were slaves are still alive today, and they're telling their stories. Um in the Caribbean as well. We know these things. We know these things, and, like, it's unfortunate that that's the thing that binds us together in a way, but it's the fact of the matter. So when people are talking about not, like, Caribbean people and African people shouldn't be celebrating Juneteenth, or shouldn't be attending Juneteenth events, or the deed, like, it's very silly, and you're doing the white man's bidding. The white men, they see us having these diaspora wars, and they're happy. They're gleeful. They're like, yes, we're basically doing, just doing free work for them. Further separation of us. Like, why do we always have to categorize ourselves in these, like, very dramatic ways? Like, obviously, like, if you're from someplace, you're from someplace, and it is that. But, like, I don't know. Me personally, I'm every woman. It's all inside. It's all in me. Like, I claim everything that's Black because I'm Black. Period. Um, but I really do feel like we have to do a better job at unifying than trying to basically segregate our own selves from each other. It's really silly. It's really unfortunate. I hate seeing this discussion. It's ridiculous. Um, yeah, it really doesn't make any sense. And then when you hear people talking about, oh, like, they shouldn't play certain music at Juneteenth events too. It doesn't make any sense, because if you don't want to hear the music, then just don't go. Like, if you don't want to hear, if the DJ is playing Afro beats at a Juneteenth event, come on, bro. Like, is it really that deep? Is it really that deep? This is all music from the African diaspora. Yes, we understand what Juneteenth represents, and there will be Black music being played there. There will be. There will be. I promise you. However, music is a unifier. Music is a tool that brings everybody together. Why not play a little Afro beats? Why not play a little Zouk music, a little soca, a little dance hall, a little reggae? We know it's not a Caribbean party. We know that for a fact. We know it's not an Afro beats party. But to say that the music doesn't deserve a spot in this celebration is unnecessary. Is really unnecessary, and it's unfortunate. Like, I really do want us to do better when it comes to us as a community, because these are always the things that, tear us apart. Like, what do you get out of saying that? Like, what do you get out of, not wanting people to play dance hall, reggae, whatever, at these parties? And if you don't want to hear it, how about you create your own event where you're just playing purely Black American music the whole entire party? Just have your own thing then. Or find the parties that are doing that. You don't have to be negative and say these things. Um, but yeah, I feel like when it comes to Juneteenth, these conversations come up every year, and it is really disgusting, unfortunate, and it's tired, to be honest. Like, I'm tired of hearing it every year. Y'all talk about the same thing, and as a Caribbean person, I've see every time. So for our non-New York folks here in New York City, we have a Labor Day parade that celebrates Caribbean heritage. So it's on Labor Day, but it's called the Caribbean Day Parade. And it's held on Eastern Parkway in Crown Heights. And every year, without fail, there are Americans that attend the parade. And not only Americans that attend the parade, but they are participants in the parade. So the parade is all along Eastern Parkway with many different floats. Some of the floats are representing specific islands, but some of the floats are an amalgamation of the islands together on one float. And there are people that play mass. So when you're playing mass, you are wearing a costume, you are wearing, these big, beautiful feathers and wings and things like that. If you look it up, you will see, a clear example of this, of what that will look like, is when Rihanna was, in Barbados for crop over. It is a similar thing. It is not as, big as the one in Barbados, but it is something that we enjoy here in New York. And, you know, Americans play mass. They wear the costume. They put on the clothes, the glitter, the this, the that. They're, dancing and waving, not even an American flag. Some of them don't wave the American flag. They get a flag that, where they're not even from. If they have a friend that's from Trinidad, they'll be like, okay, well, I'm Trinidadian for the day. If they have a friend that's from Belize, they say, I'm Belizean for the day. And so on and so forth. And the thing is, as a Jamaican, I don't mind it. Like, I personally don't mind it, because I'm just like, it's more, I embrace it. It's like more people coming together to celebrate, to have fun, to recognize the significance of Caribbean culture here in New York City. Um, yeah, like, I don't understand it. Like, Caribbean people don't say that. Like, as a Caribbean collective here, Like we're not having discussions about, oh, Americans shouldn't be celebrating um what's it called? Americans shouldn't be celebrating uh what's it called? I forget the name of something, but yeah, we don't say that. We don't say, oh, don't come on the parkway if you're not Caribbean. And there's even African people that come and celebrate too. Like I'm not really seeing the problem. However, when it comes to the music that's being played, I do see people having issues with that. I remember, I think it was like 1 year, a couple years back, um, there was a float that was passing by that was playing like Pop Smoke, and people were really upset about it. But I'm like, we're in Brooklyn. Why would we not be playing Pop Smoke? Like, duh. Like people are like, oh, it's Labor Day. We shouldn't be hearing no hip hop American music. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, but we're in America. You know what I mean? Like, but we're in America. But we're in Brooklyn. Like, why are we not going to be playing this type of music? Um, I didn't have a problem with it. Like, it wasn't like the whole entire event. If it was the whole entire event, that would be a problem. But it was a particular moment, like maybe 5, 6-ish minutes of like a quick, you know, set where the DJ was remixing from, going from one Brooklyn song to the next, to the next, to the next, or whatever. Um, I didn't really find a problem with that. I really didn't. Um, but I don't know. We just need to stick together, y'all. We all black. We all family. We all cool. Like, let's just make sure that we're, being there for each other, being kind to each other, being considerate, looking out for one another, and celebrating each other's cultures and being respectful. That's it. That's all. And also, just like make sure you're doing your research. Make sure that you understand like the participating people in your own history, because yes, Black American culture is important, and we do need to highlight it and put it on its pedestal and celebrate. However, we cannot sit here and dismiss the significance of Caribbean people that have contributed to that freedom as well. Um, but yeah, that's that on that. I also wanted to talk about the layout this weekend. Yeah, the layout happened yesterday on Sunday, June 14th, and it was amazing. It was so amazing. It was so amazing. It was so fun. It was at Forking Park in Brooklyn, and I had a ball. Like, I'm so excited for the summer, like I was mentioning before. Um, I don't know, like being in New York City in the summer is the best thing ever, and I really feel bad for people that don't experience it. And as a New Yorker, like I personally like to be in New York City in the summer and travel in like the fall, winter. That's what I like to do. If you're leaving New York City in the summer for vacation, you're doing it wrong. You're planning your year wrong. You have to, yeah, you have to leave like either later in the summer, like around like September. But if you're leaving New York City June, July, August, you're doing it wrong. Late August is okay, but yeah. Um, but the layout was amazing. It was a great start to what to expect from Juneteenth weekend coming up. And oh yeah, I wanted to discuss how the layout is so smart for having the event the weekend before Juneteenth instead of the weekend on Juneteenth. Like, I was hearing from a lot of people that they were confused about it. And um yeah, like I read in one of their comments on the layouts page that people were in the comments basically like saying like, why would they do that? Like, what was the reason, and blah 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 blah. And Sunday isn't Juneteenth, and they were like basically like, yeah, they know it's
Before we
not
get into the
Juneteenth.
episode, I want you all to follow the Culture Communiqué on Instagram.
Um, but yeah, they were basically saying that they know it wasn't Juneteenth, but the goal of them having it on Sunday, in my mind, was to beat not I don't want to say beat everybody to the punch, but basically just not have competition with all of the events that are happening next weekend. Like as I was compiling this list together for the New York City summer events, there are so many things happening next weekend. And I'm sure I probably even missed a lot too. And I think that if they were to have it on Juneteenth weekend, they probably wouldn't have as many people. People will still have been there for sure, but I don't think that would have been as many people in the park. So good on them for making that decision. And they also said that they have like a webinar on their social media. Like if you go to their bio, there's like a webinar on the reason why they chose that and so on and so forth. So check that out and give them a follow too. Um but yeah, in closing, I just wanted to remind everybody that in the month of June, we have the following celebrations: Caribbean Heritage Month, Pride, Juneteenth, and Black Music Month. So I want y'all to get out there, have fun, be safe, celebrate. Oh yeah, and then like this past Sunday was also the Puerto Rican Day Parade. Hello, like New York City is on fire. Like it's so lively. It's so buzzy. Like it's buzzing with excitement, especially after this Knicks championship win. Um there is a lot to there is a lot just going on. So for those people that like to be in the house, get out the house, go out. For the people that love to say, well, there's nothing to do, I don't know what to do, I have a list for you, so don't worry about it. Stop complaining. And for everybody else that, was already outside, planning on being outside, I will see you around. Um, I also wanted to mention in closing for this episode, I have been working with some PR clients, and I have my boutique agency called the Culture Communiqué PR, and I'm looking for more clients. So I work with clients all over, but I'm based here in New York City. As a PR agency, we are rooted in culture, community, and creativity. And the clients that I've worked with so far are the Brooklyn Mavens, who are a woman founded brand here in New York City that focuses on highlighting local businesses, local creators, and local events. And I got them press in the Brooklyn Reader. I got them on Pix 11 twice and more. And currently the I'm working with the Black Entertainment and Sports Lawyers Association. Um, and yeah, watch out for press on that. It's coming up. You will see soon. And yeah, I'm excited. I have some writing opportunities coming up as well, that I'm excited about. So keep an eye out on that. And yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being patient with me as I have come back to the podcast. I'm really excited for what this year has to come. I'm really excited for your emails on why you want to be a guest on the Culture Communique podcast. And I'm just looking forward to the summer. Like I said, it's going to be a great summer. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do to both of my Substacks and newsletters, the Culture Communique and XOXO Ashnell. And you can also follow the Culture Communique on social media, on LinkedIn and Instagram. All right, well, that concludes another episode of the Culture Communique, where culture is the moment and the moment is you. I'm so grateful to you all, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye.